You know that feeling, right? You sit down to work on something important, and then, without even thinking, your hand just reaches for your phone. You're not alone in this. It feels like our ability to just focus is under attack. But guess what? There's a way to fight back. Today, we're diving deep into something called the dopamine detox, a really powerful way to reset your brain and take back control of your attention. So here's the game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to unpack why it feels like our attention spans are shorter than a TikTok video. Then we'll get into the science of distraction, what's actually happening inside our brains. After that, we'll introduce the dopamine reset, break down how it actually works, and finally talk about the ultimate prize, finding real joy in doing the stuff that actually matters. All right, first up, let's talk about something I'm willing to bet you felt. That feeling of being pulled in a million different directions at once. This is what people are calling the attention span crisis. I mean, seriously, sound familiar? You try to work, and 2 minutes in, you're checking your email for no reason. You try to read a book, but your brain is just screaming at you to check social media. This scattered, fractured focus, well, it's become a signature feature of living in the 21st century. And here's the thing, this isn't some personal failing. It's not that you lack willpower. Our environment is literally designed to do this. Every notification, every app, every flashy headline is engineered to hijack a little piece of your focus. Your attention has become this incredibly valuable currency, and there's a constant war being waged for it. So why? Why are our brains so easily tricked by all these distractions? Well, it all boils down to a super powerful little chemical. Let's get into the science of how our brains actually get hooked. And that brings us to dopamine. Now, a lot of people call it the pleasure molecule, but a better way to think of it is as the motivation molecule. It's not just about feeling good. It's the chemical that makes you want to do things. It's that little voice in your brain that says, hey, do that again. That was good. So our brains are basically in this constant tug of war. On one side, you've got these super easy, quick-fire dopamine hits. Think endless scrolling on social media or munching on junk food. And on the other side, you've got tasks that offer a much deeper, more delayed kind of satisfaction, like reading a book or really digging into a project you care about. Now, which one do you think our brain naturally wants to go for? And this is the critical part. When your brain gets used to that constant fireworks show of easy dopamine, it actually raises your baseline for what feels rewarding. All of a sudden, the quiet satisfaction you get from finishing a tough assignment or reading a chapter of a book, it just doesn't hit the same. It feels, well, kind of boring. Okay, so that sounds a little grim, right? But what if you could hit a reset button? What if you could actually retrain your brain to find joy in the hard stuff again? That's where we get to the solution. This is the so-called dopamine detox. Now, let's be super clear. The goal isn't to get rid of dopamine. That's impossible. And frankly, you wouldn't want to. The real idea is to intentionally take a break from all those unnaturally high sources of stimulation, just for a little while. And that's the entire point. This is not about punishing yourself or living like a monk. It's a strategic move. It's about resetting your brain's reward system so that the things that actually move your life forward start to feel good and rewarding again. All right, so we've covered the what and the why, but how in the world does this reset actually work? Let's walk through the practical path to getting your focus back. It's really just a 4-step process. First, you identify your biggest triggers. Maybe for you, it's mindlessly scrolling through Instagram. Step 2, you remove it, just for a set amount of time, say for a whole weekend. Third, during that break, your brain starts to reset. It recalibrates. And finally, when you reintroduce it, you do it mindfully. Maybe you set a timer for 15 minutes instead of getting lost for an hour. Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine you've been listening to super loud rock music all day. If someone tries to play a quiet acoustic song, you can barely hear it, right? But if you spend a day in silence, that same acoustic song sounds incredibly rich and beautiful. That's what you're doing for your brain. You're turning down the noise so you can appreciate the music again. And that brings us to the best part, the big finish. What do you actually get for all this effort? Let's talk about the ultimate prize, reclaiming productive joy. So, what's on the other side? Your attention span, for one. The ability to actually sit down and do deep, meaningful work. You get your motivation back for the hard stuff. You even start finding real joy in things that don't involve a screen. But maybe most importantly, you get back that feeling of being in the driver's seat of your own mind. We're circling back to this because, honestly, it's the heart of the whole thing. The goal isn't just to be on your phone less. It's to fundamentally change your relationship with work and reward so that doing things that truly better your life becomes a source of genuine satisfaction, not something you dread. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. If you were going to try this, just as an experiment, what is the one high-stimulation thing in your life that you could try living without just for a little while to see what happens? The answer to that question might just be your first step to resetting your brain and reclaiming your focus for good.